Hello and welcome back to Ireland Esports Collegiate Series Rocket League. This is week 4, the final week of the preliminary tournament before we split into Premier and Open Division for the tournament. I am joined by our wonderful tournament admin today, Captain Pudding. How are we feeling about today's matchup?
Excited. It's good to see we have DCU versus ULB, and DCU will be playing from the DCU gaming room, so we'll be able to maybe get a maybe get an insight into how that is with them. But definitely exciting to know that DCU are getting a bit of a setup there and getting their players in to play their games. So we thought we'd chuck them on the stream and see how they get on here. So we will maybe just let the players know that we can get going here. Any predictions for this match, Gabe? Any thoughts on either of these teams at all?
We had seen ULG Wolves B team play before earlier in the season, but going to be interesting to see how they match up against a team like. Oh, I think we're joining already. Is everybody in the? Oh, okay. I think we're all in. Yeah. Sorry, I just had to double check that. We had a false start just before stream started, so was using the match admin settings to make sure that everything was back up to 5 minutes. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. DCU haven't been on stream this season so far, so I'm expecting. I don't really know what to expect. Is probably the best way of putting it.
Yeah, well, technically DCU have a 3-0 win over Setu, although Setu didn't show up, so whatever way you want to look at that. But they do have that win to their name, and then I think they also beat the Ulster B team as well, if I'm not mistaken. It was one of those teams, anyways. But they'll be looking to get a third win under their belt here. Still in competition for the Premier Series as it stands. If they're to win both matches tonight, then that would be very good for their chances. So have to see how they get on here against this ULB team, who have been struggling a bit this season, but they'll also be looking to get a win on the board as Matsi looking to try and pass that to a teammate. UL just trying to take it slow, trying to get a little bit of boost, as seems like they're a bit low at the moment. Racho dives smartly there to get a touch on the ball. However, it seems to be DC with the pressure, and UL just looking a bit awkward on defense as Racho gets it under Baba. And Zephyr, that's a really nice pop, although I'm not sure he's going to have the boost to follow it, and he doesn't. However, Racho is able to take a nice touch here. Gonna go under one, and he gets the shot off, but Baba back just on time to make the save. Looks like we're getting a bit more end-to-end as the game progresses here, Gib.
Yeah, it's always like we say every week in, week out. Game 1 in a best of 5. It's always about feeling out your opponents, and
Oh, what a save.
that was very, very close. And oh, unfortunate Matsi managing to pinch that out of their goal line, but just teammates not really in a position. The double demo came in from UL, and it's going to be the opening goal. Like I was saying, yeah, it's a case of both these teams are feeling each other out, especially in the first game in a best of 5 series. They're always finding their footing against a new opponent, maybe somebody they haven't played before in Ireland Esports Collegiate Series. Oh, it's going to heat up, I say. I don't think that DCU are going to be happy with that double demo ending in a goal for the opposition, and Matzi going in with a shot just a little bit high, and nobody there to capitalize on the situation. Racho getting a touch to it. Matzi once again clearing it to the corner of UL, and now Robbo on the ball catches it nicely, trying to pick up that boost. It looks like managed to steal it from under the UL side's. Matzi tried to get a touch and not connecting with the ball. Unfortunate for Matzi and an open net. The UL players gonna miss from that distance even.
Yeah, 2-0 lead now with 2 minutes left on the clock. TCU will be looking to claw this back. Still plenty of time to do so, however. Gonna have to try and maybe polish up the defense a little bit as Baba bit of a drive-by misses the ball there. However, teammates there to clean up for him. As again, looks like UL are the ones looking to put the pressure on Zephyr. Gets the shot and he just squeezes it past the goalkeeper. Now 3 goals with only 2 minutes left. Now it's starting to look a little bit harder for the side of DCU.
Yeah, DCU, they're going to be kicking themselves for that one. A good attack from UL. I saw briefly we had the DCU esports room to get a reaction of that goal from the opposition, but yeah, DCU need to maybe it's the nerves that are getting to them. You know, being on camera for the first time is always a bit nerve-wracking, but need to be tighten up that defensive line, the back line. Oh, Baba Bain in with a shot and off the post, a fourth defender for the side of UL there. Now, I'm not quite sure who that is with all of the asterisks, but they look like they had a great counter offensive there. Matzi gets a touch to it, not quite the boost to capitalize on it. Baba Bain tries to slot it in. Robbo just unfortunately not quite connecting with the ball. Asterix sends it to Zephyr. Zephyr sends it to the back wall. Racho tries to get a shot in, but not quite on target into DCU's corner now. Racho trying to center it for his teammate. Zephyr tries to get a touch to it, keeps that ball up. Robbo going to send it towards the back of the net, but Racho, of course, not going to be too phased by that attack. Baba Bain on the wall now, tries to play it out of the corner to himself. Matzi gets a touch to it. Baba Bain turning quickly on that ball. Matzi, once again, very low boost from the side of DCU. No third man coming up too far. There he is, Robbo, turning on that ball, letting Matzi take the touch. Zephyr going to try and keep that out of the corner, but Robbo going to stop him getting the clearance. Now, Racho trying to get a touch to it, trying to redirect that. Robbo playing it in for Matzi, but the side of UL, their defense, that back line is just so strong at the moment. Baba Bain clears it to Robbo. Zephyr waiting patiently for that ball to take a shot. Baba Bain not going to be fooled twice. Going to stop that, send it to the corner, trying to pinch it out. Asterix trying to get a touch. Zephyr in there off the back wall. And Robbo making the stop just for the time being. How do you feel about both these teams? Do you think they're finally warmed up now? They're finally getting into the swing of things?
Yeah, we're starting to see a bit more out of both of the teams here. Even with the 3-0 defeat, we see DC were starting to stem the bleed a bit there at the end and get a bit of control of their own. Just seems like whenever they're getting forward, maybe just rushing it a little bit. We have seen a couple plays coming out where potentially maybe just taking that extra touch or that extra bit of time could have been good for them. Still plenty of time though to fix this. It's only one game down and potentially four more to go. So we'll have to see if DCU are able to figure something out that can beat UL here. But pretty good performance from UL to start off.
Yeah, UL coming out swinging out the gates. A 3-0 game on their hands. I've noticed we're back to DCU cam, and the players from DCU have also noticed that. I've seen them zoom in the camera a couple times. But yeah, no, I think maybe a little bit of nerves coming from DCU there. They are quite a strong team when it comes down to it, and UL just got the better of them that game. But another game, it's a fresh slate. They are a game down now. They have a little bit of work to do. But UL, can they keep this momentum going is the question.
Yeah, that is the question. Just looking forward to seeing how DCU can respond here. Obviously, being in person, you're able to sort of have that chat to each other, talk it through, calm the nerves a little bit. But yeah, obviously, big occasion for them being able to play in person. So they'll have to try and live up to that here with game two getting underway. Ababane gets that kickoff back towards Matsi, who gets the beat on Zephyr. That's going to look quite awkward for Racho, and he ends up hitting a backboard. Is anyone there from DCU? A lot of time for Robbo, but I think a little bit of a bump came out from his teammate there, so he wasn't actually able to wrap around it. However, that's actually a really nice touch, and he's able to get a shot. No, Robbo missing ever so slightly, but better here from DCU. They're able to get the ball in the right area at the moment, but obviously it was that defense last game that was the problem, so we'll have to see, as well as getting forward, if they're able to sort of hold the line a bit better, Gib.
Yeah, I think for DCU it's a case of tightening up that back line. Matzi getting a nice save there, but the pressure isn't gone just yet. UL are just trying to pan that down. Robbo getting a touch, sending it wide slightly. Zephyr going to go up for it, get a touch, but danger not cleared. Baba Bain goes in, sends it to the corner. Matzi trying to get a touch of that, but Racha is going to get it over him. Zephyr tries to redirect that, but Robbo going to take that possession in the midfield, try and play it past Asterix. Apologies, Asterix, we're calling you that because we don't know what your name on Steam is. Zephyr
Yeah.
tried to get a touch to it. Robbo catches the ball nicely. Potential here for a flick. Plays it low, but doesn't quite get it past the defender there. And Matzi with a beautiful shot, and Racho with an even more beautiful save, stopping that, and the counterattack is on immediately, but fizzling out just in the nick of time. Baba Bain getting the clearance into the midfield, getting it past Racho, going up for a third touch there. Plays it out of the corner, tries to center it for teammate Racho once again, getting a stop to it. And useless Zephyr gonna get the clearance, and in it goes for UL. Nobody on that back line, nobody quite able to rotate. All three of the DCU players up on UL side of the pitch. It's unfortunate it does happen, but a good goal from UL nonetheless.
UL just playing patient there, and they got their opportunity with the counter attack and were able to grab a 1-0 lead in this game. However, DC's attack is looking a bit more threatening. We just need to be careful with the overcommits, really, Gib. Just all three players were going up for that ball whenever the counter attack came through, and they weren't able to do much. As it's another shot coming off for UL here, but Robbo back just on time to make the save. Baba Bain gets a really nice clear, which will buy his team some time here as Racho misses that. Baba Bain putting on some good pressure here as Robbo trying to take a shot, but you can see the low boost there. That's potentially another overcommit as Racho doesn't get the shot. Baba Bain going up the wall, he has boost, but just going to be a 50 for now as DC looking to mount a bit of an attack as Matsi goes up. That could be a bit of a fake. Goal line's a bit confused. Racho makes a really good save. Robbo puts the ball wide. It's chaos on the goal line, and DCU concede possession to UL.
Yeah, counter-attack again happening. Baba Bain going to turn on that ball quickly, get his teammate into a better position, but Zephyr going to get a touch to it, send it up for Asterix with a beautiful shot, but Matzi on that back line, ready to stop that from going in, and once again, Robbo getting the clearance back to Matzi, who gets a touch to it, tries to send it to the other side of the pitch, gets it past Racho. The potential here for DCU to score a goal. He gets it through into the other corner. Baba Bain now trying to keep that pressure going. Tries to pass it out to Robbo, but Asterix going to get a touch to it, bring it into DCU's corner now. Trying to center that ball for a teammate, doesn't get the second touch. Racho in with a touch. It's a free ball for a second there. Robbo trying, oh, apologies. Matzi got the stop on that one, sending it back for a teammate. Baba Bain gets a touch to it, picked up that full boost as well, but Racho just a little quicker to that 50. Matzi not quite connecting with the ball. Robbo getting a nice touch to it. Baba Bain going to go up for a second and dropping it down on the UL side of the pitch. Asterix going to get a touch. Robbo coming in strong for that challenge, trying to get that pressure going again. Zephyr trying to get a touch to it, can't quite connect with the ball. Matzi going to pass it out to a teammate who wasn't there, and it looked very clearly to me like Racho was going to go in for a kill.
Yeah, fantastic save there on the goal line from UL to stop that goal coming in from DCU. And now Zephyr looking to get a touch on that, can't quite get it. Baba Bain's back just on time, but this isn't looking amazing for DCU. But the counter attack can be on. Is that in? It looks like it might come out as it does.
Oh!
And Matsi can't get there. That could have been the chance for DCU, but it's just one of those ones, Give, where you just can't tell if it's going in or not. And unfortunately for DCU, it just rolls up as Baba Bain goes up for the 50. There's a flick over from UL. Matsi hits it to the right. Baba Bain taking a touch. This is smart from him. He tries to get a shot off. This is looking good for DCU, and they get the goal that they've been hunting for. 20 seconds left on the clock, but you see, Gib, just taking that bit of extra time to compose yourself and make the right play has worked perfectly for DCU here, and it's all level.
Yeah, the equalizer, they were hunting for it. There were a couple close calls, and they finally managed to get it. 20 seconds left on the clock. It's still anyone's game. Can UL take back that lead, or is it going to be an overtime? 10 seconds, the countdown is on, and Robbo goes in with a shot. Baba Bain trying to follow it closely. Good save from Zephyr. Baba Bain trying to play it over one, gets a pass, but not quite past Asterix. Zephyr gets a touch to it. Back to Robbo it goes. Can't quite catch it, and it's the first overtime of the evening.
Yeah, overtime here in game 2. Which team can hold their nerve? DC have been looking a lot better in this game too. Just up to them to see whether they can get that goal. As he slots it underneath, Baba Bain almost gets the goal. to bring this to a level series. As Matsi, a bit awkward, but Baba Bane has a little bit of time to buy for Robbo, but the demo chase is coming in. This could be a goal, and it is. As Zephyr takes it into the top right corner, just maybe not the right touch from Baba Bane, and the right play comes up from UL. They chase that last goalkeeper, and to be fair to him, Robbo almost gets there, but UL take game 2, and they're on match point.
Yeah, it was a good series. DCU definitely coming back into the swing of things after that game 1. It's hard to do when you don't score any goals, and then you have to get back into that headspace of, all right, boys, we're here to win it. And UL just taking full advantage of those situations when they happen. A nice overtime goal. Seemed to me like Matzi was a little bit awkward, full committed for that ball. Baba Bane had to get a touch to it, and Robbo, to give Robbo that extra bit of time, and not quite able to, stop that from going in. It's a hard save to make, but going to be interesting. UL has all the momentum now going into this third game. DCU have a bit of an uphill battle, but being in person together always lifts the spirits. I think it makes it a little bit easier to get back into that headspace of winning.
Yeah, it does, and I mean, obviously, sucks to lose like that, but they were in that game for the entirety of it. Even if it ended up taking it down to 20 seconds to get a goal for the side of DCU, they were charging for it all game. So there's definitely potential here to get some wins. I think they just need to stay composed. That is the main aim to success here. And I mean, the main aim when you're playing in person, obviously, it can be a bit intimidating having people watching you in person, especially with being on stream and everything. So just need to take a second just to relax here. What we saw out of them at the end of that game too was very good. Just that one mistake cost them, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when you have those moments that cost you goals. As a shot came in from the UL side, Matzi trying to clear that over to a teammate. Couldn't quite connect it with the ball. Counter-attack breaks down for the time being. Baba Bane trying to center that ball for Robbo. Robbo going to steal that boost from out under UL's nose, and Racho going to be struggling for that. Baba Bane taking a touch to it. Tries to play it over to Racho. Oh, unfortunate for the side of UL. Robbo going to slot that in behind the UL defender. Just couldn't quite connect with that ball. Couldn't quite get that read, and Racho, he's not going to miss from that distance. Opening goal for UCD. This is, maybe the tides are turning.
Yeah, that was a really nice pass from Baba Bane. He noticed the defender was maybe just a bit awkward, and now UL are looking like the awkward ones here. As it could be a goal. It's all players miss a goal. Ball on the goal line, and they keep it out somehow. What just happened? Oh, Jesus. Pressure on the side of ULB here now, and they're fumbling under it as it's another goal for DCU. Massey slots that in, pretty much unsavable bar down shot as the pass comes into the mid, although TCU need to be careful. There's double commits. If that hadn't gone in, they could have been in trouble, but it does on this occasion, and they get an early 2-0 lead.
Yeah, 2 goals to them now. Looking like they're getting back that fighting spirit. Matzi going in for a touch on that ball. Asterix gonna try and keep that danger away and get the clearance he needed. Robbo chasing that ball down valiantly, takes it to the back wall, tries to get the clearance off the ceiling. Trying to play it over the UL team there. Matzi gets a touch to it, takes it to the back wall, tries to get a pinch off it. Ooh. In with a chance, but not quite on target. Good demo from Baba Bane. Back to UCD or DCU's side of the pitch. Apologies there. So many letters to remember.
Yeah, the abbreviations of the uni names can get a little bit confusing sometimes, but it happens to the best of us. As now UL are looking to try and get a goal back, and they have the pressure here, but DCU just doing well for now to not give them any easy opportunities as Matzi trying to get the ball away to get his teammates some time to get boost, as we see Baba Bane on 0 there. Rotating into that back left corner to grab the full boost as Matzi going to bang it forward. That's actually quite awkward for UL as Baba hits it middle to Robbo. Again though, we see both players from DCU going up. Bit of a common theme in this series are the double commits, but not being punished for it in this game 3 as they still have their 2-0 lead with 3 minutes left as Racho trying to take a touch, gets it over 1. Can he maybe get another? Trying to play the 50 and he does get it. However, bit awkward on the side of UL and DCU. Seem to be the ones that boost. That's another double commit. I think a few more of those given could be looking at a goal for UL, and we do get one right as I speak about it. UL grab a goal back in this game 3, and just the one left to tie it up now.
Yeah, it seems to be a common theme here that the DCU are going for those double commits and then leaving themselves with little to no boost. Baba Bane, I think, was on 24 there, going up for that ball, so really struggling to get any sort of contact on it. In it went for UL, trying to bring back this game for themselves, trying to get the clean sweep, but Bravo not going to make it easy, flicking it over Racho, back over to Matzi now on the ball, tries to make a pass, and over Robbo it goes, and just a shy wide for the time being. Baba Bane plays it past one, tries to get a second touch to it, and Robbo trying to get to that ball, but Zephyr just a little bit faster. Matzi getting a touch to it, Baba Bane trying to get the clearance, Racho sending it high, and Matzi once again having to get the clearance into the corner. Baba Bane trying to steal that boost, but Zephyr going to get a touch to the ball and send it back to DCU side of the pitch now. Another clearance from Matzi. Asterix not quite connecting with the ball. Racho trying to get a touch to it, and Robbo a one-on-one, and in it goes for Matzi. Gonna finish that off and get themselves another goal. 3-1 to DCU now. Robbo, Zephyr challenge came in strong, and off the post it came out to Matzi, and just going to slot it into the back of that net.
Certainly a lot better coming out of DCU here. We're seeing now they're looking for passes, they're looking for plays when they're going forward, and they're paying off for them at the moment. As 3-1 with a minute and a half left, UL are going to need something, and they're going to need something fast as Robbo playing a fake. It looks like Racho might have actually potentially disconnected. I'm not too sure as he has, although the game must continue as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I'm seeing a disconnect from Racho there. Unfortunate timing for the side of UL, but like you said, play must continue. It is now a 3v2 for the time being, and in it goes. I think potentially DCU has the advantage here now.
Yeah, that disconnect, although while it was looking like a long road back for UL, that definitely sealed it up for DCU, as they're just trying to get him back at the moment. They'll just play this out just to give him a bit of time. Still 2 more games for UL to try and seal this up anyways, so no panic stations just yet, Kib, but definitely a lot better of a performance from DCU.
Yeah, they must be listening to your astute observations on the stream, talking about tightening up that back line, maybe not going for as many double commits, and potential here for them to have a reverse sweep. But I'm not going to say it's confirmed just yet, because the caster curse will come back to bite me, and I don't want to have that on my shoulders if DCU end up losing.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been there plenty of times with the caster curse, so it's better we keep our mouths shut, and UL actually do grab a goal there in the 2v3, but probably not going to matter now, as I believe they're still just trying to get Racho back into the lobby. As anything you think out of the side of UL needs to happen to try and steal this game? I think DCU definitely played better, although I would say on the side of UL that maybe that defense just faltered a little bit in important moments, and maybe being a bit wasteful going forward as well.
Yeah, they have had their moments where they look really strong on the attack, and then something about, trying to play their man that little bit, or try to get a little bit fancy with it and not quite working out, and then getting punished for it on that back line. So it's been a good game from DCU. They've definitely pulled something out of their sleeves and taken this game, despite up until the point of disconnect from Racho there, they were even playing a great game, and potential here for them to take 1 or 2 more games in this series. But we're trying to see what happens. Oh, we've got one more joining the lobby there. Racho back into it for this game 3.
Yeah, that's a big win for DCU. They'll be feeling the confidence now. Obviously, losing 2 in a row, it's not really easy to come back from a 2-0 deficit. But if anyone can do it here, I'm sure DCU will be up for it. As looks like Racho is back, which is good. Although apparently Discord might be his problem. Second, maybe just suggest him to go to in-game VC or something. Wouldn't be too good for UL if they had to play without comps. So just waiting for DCU to ready up here. Although they can take all the time they want just to compose themselves. As looks like game 4 is about to get back underway. As both teams are just joining back up here. Oh, never mind. Looks like UL just want to take a second, which is perfectly fine. But yeah, I mean, it's not too often we see a reverse sweep give, is it? So would definitely be exciting to see one on the collegiate stage. Usually we're quite used to sweeps or one-sided series, so being able to see it swing from one way to another would be quite exciting here.
Yeah, it'd definitely be very exciting is probably the best way to put it. We don't get, like you said, we don't get very many reverse sweeps here at Collegiate. Our Ireland Esports Collegiate Series, apologies. It's always good to throw the full name in there. But yeah, just waiting for players to sort out comms and we should be good to go in a minute. And here we go. They're joining the lobby. This is great. It's exciting to see. I think DCU are definitely going to have a bit more wind in their sails now that they've taken a game. They know that they can win against UL, even if they did have a disconnect. They played well. They should be patting themselves on the back for that up until that point.
Yeah, they definitely had a pretty good lead in the run-up to that disconnect anyway, so I wouldn't have said it mattered too much. Oh no! That's really unfortunate for UL, as DCU once again get the lead. That's actually a really nice 50 from Robo, and Racho is just so awkward, and he ends up getting bumped from behind by Robo, who's just been a complete nuisance on that goal line, and unfortunately the defense just can't get back to deal with it. It's just really unfortunate for UL, but if you're DCU, you'll take that every day of the week.
Yeah, just using the opponent to score your goals is well, it's unfortunate when it happens to you, but you love to see it when it's happening to your opponent. As it looking like DCU trying to get another early goal. Robbo in with a shot, and I'm not quite sure who that was. I think it was Aracho, got a touch to it, but not quite enough to keep it out of the goal. Yeah, there it is, a little bit awkward. Just couldn't quite get back to that ball, and again, a very early 2-goal lead for DCU. It seems like winning that game 2 has really, given them that moment, or that game 3, apologies, given them that momentum to get back in this series.
Yeah, certainly. Just again, we're just seeing a couple nice plays coming out of DCU. Obviously, we saw Matsi on the wall there with no boost, but was still able to get that middle and just make the defense really awkward. And that is what's working for DCU right now, are those team plays. As Robbo slots it in the top corner, DCU are running away with this game really early on. You can sense that the tide has completely changed. The momentum has shifted here as DCU looking so much more solid going forward. Can UL respond?
That is the question. I think UL has it in them to score a goal. They're just getting caught off guard, a little bit awkward on that back line. Robbo going to get the clearance for the time being, trying to play it past Zephyr. Zephyr couldn't quite make contact with that. Matsi once again going to pick up that corner boost from under UL's nose. Robbo trying to keep that pressure going. A good demo from Racho on the DCU player. Zephyr going to get the clearance all the way to DCU's corner now. Baba Bane going to get a touch to it, and followed up by Matsi, who's going to send it back to UL's corner. Tries to get a corner touch out of that. Baba Bane trying to bring it back to his own corner, trying to pick up that boost. Managed to do it and gets the clearance off the back wall. 1 to beat now, and Robbo going to pick up that ball. Tries to flick it past, just a shy wide for him. And Racho going to get a touch to it, get that clearance, get the counter-attacking motion underway, but Matsi not going to make it easy for them. Robbo getting a touch, trying to center that ball for a teammate. Baba Bane in with a shot. But the clearance came from Racho, tries to get another touch, didn't quite connect with it. Zephyr having to make the clearance. Asterix trying to send that back towards DCU's side of the pitch now. Zephyr trying to get that ball into the corner. Racho plays the 50 against Baba Bane. Matzi going up for that ball, but didn't quite connect with it. Robbo tried to slow the attack down, trying to get his teammates that time they need to get back into that defensive position.
Yeah, that was really close from UL. The bar, unfortunately, betraying them at the worst moment, as DCU really want this fourth goal to potentially seal up this game, and they get it. This is looking like an unstoppable tidal wave of offense from DCU at the moment. UL just not dealing with it whatsoever, and yeah, DCU just really running away with it now, Gib.
Yeah, they've certainly found their stride, that's for sure. It seems this game they're trying to prove a point. You know, you can score 3 goals against us in the first game. Well, we can score however many they end up getting in the third game. Robbo, ooh, nice shot from Robbo, just crossbar and out it came. Baba Bane trying to keep that pressure going, and down to Matzi it goes, gonna slot it bottom corner. Defenders struggling to get a touch to that. A nice finish, a nice team play as well.
Yeah, definitely playing a lot better as a unit here at DCU, and they've got the esports room buff, as they're looking very strong here indeed. I'll have to say, after maybe halfway through game 2, I was thinking this might be a perfect sweep for UL, but DCU completely proving that wrong now, and looks like the favourites to potentially reverse sweep this, as Matzi trying to hit it up to Robbo, as Robbo goes for a shot down, unfortunately not able to wrap around it enough. But I would say, Gabe, that Robbo is definitely improved in the confidence. We're seeing a lot more sort of mechanics and team plays coming out of him. He looks really, really ready for this, as Baba trying to hit it to the wall. As, yeah, just nothing really coming out of UL at the moment. It looks like they are deflated. It's going to be a big minute between Game 4 and Game 5, however. Zephyr does grab a goal back. That will be some consolation for the side of UL. And, you know, Gabe, consolation does matter sometimes. Getting that little bit of momentum at the end of a loss can get you going for the next game.
Yeah, especially when it's looking like we're going into a Game 5 situation here. All up for grabs, so definitely not anything to scoff at. A consolation prize. Matzi trying to keep that out. Baba Bane once again on low boost. And Asterix trying to pass that down to a teammate. Matzi gonna get a touch to it. Racho went in strong for that, but didn't quite connect with the ball. Baba Bane tried to get a touch on that sidewall, but Matzi gonna take the ball from him. 0 boost now. Racho trying to play it. Looked like potentially they were going for a team pinch there, but didn't quite go the direction they maybe had wanted. Robbo getting a touch to it, sending it to the sidewall. Zephyr getting demoed while trying to get a touch. Nice demo from Matzi. Baba Bane not quite able to connect with that ball. It was a dangerous position there. And 30 seconds left on the clock as DCU trying to get that clearance, but UL just keep pounding down on that back line, trying to keep that pressure going, trying to find that weak spot, that just small mistake, and looked like there it was, but not quite able to finish the ball off. Back into DCU's corner now. Matzi trying to get a touch to a double commit from UL. They're scrambling to get anything back on that board, and countdown is on. It's almost done, and Robbo gonna send it home. Not quite, but a beautiful game from DCU nonetheless. They're gonna be happy with that going into this next game.
Definitely. I mean, as we see, there are 12 shots to 3 on the side of DCU, as just a very dominant performance. Robbo with 4 goals to his name. DC are looking very up for this reverse sweep, as looks like they're just taking a second. Just got to calm the nerves, obviously. I'm sure being on the verge of a potential reverse sweep can be quite nerve-wracking, as there's now just a best of 1 to decide who is going to win this best of 5, Gib. If it's going the way that the series is going, then I think we could be looking at DCU doing it, but it's now up to UL to respond. Can they change what they were doing? Can they get back what they had in game 1 and in game 2?
Yeah, it's it's almost like you have to do a mindset tweak of this is no longer a best of 5. This is, we have to win this or else we're out. And that kind of pressure can always have quite the impact on a team's playstyle, both negatively and positively. So it's going to be interesting to see which one UL end up going with. And DCU, they've got all the momentum in the world at the moment. Zephyr double commit with Asterix there, but managing to get the danger away just for a brief moment. Matzi trying to keep that pressure going. Zephyr trying to get the clearance, and Racho trying to get a touch to it, sends it high into his own corner once again. DCU trying to just bring that pressure, but pressure breaking down as Racho gets the clearance back as far as Matzi. Matzi gets it past Racho. Zephyr getting a touch to it, but back into UL's corner once again. Racho trying to bring it into the corner. A shot from Robbo, but not quite saved by the defender. Matzi up to meet that ball, sends it to the back wall. Baba Bain tries to send it over the crossbar, and in it goes for Robbo once again. I feel like I've said his name so many times when it comes to scoring goals this evening.
Yeah, he has been that man to get DCU back into this, but all credit to all 3 players. They're really stepping up here as Baba Bain, beating the last 2 defenders, gives Robbo that opportunity to slot it home and give his team the lead for the 3rd time in this best of 5 as Zephyr trying to get the bump on Robbo, and he does make it awkward. However, good backup from Matsi there to prevent potential goal scoring opportunity for UL as just taking it slow here. However, Robbo is back. I was about to say that could potentially be open, but good rotations from DCU to ensure that it was not the case. As Massey pounces and he takes his opportunity to put DCU 2-0 ahead. A blunder on defense from UL. Zephyr, I don't even know if he meant to touch that, and the last man dives, and yeah, DCU just on it at the moment. They seem like they're on an unstoppable freight train to victory here, but all it takes is a moment or two, Gib, and that can change, so we'll just have to see if they can hold out.
Yeah, it's that one mistake you don't want to be making on that back line, you know, giving your opponent that slim opportunity to score a goal, and when it goes in, a lot of that momentum that you had previously can dissipate so fast. Now the counter-attack from UL. Racho tries to pass it down to a teammate, and it's an open goal for Robbo to slot it home once again. DCU just, like you said, seem unstoppable at the moment. They're on top of the world, and they're looking like they're not going to stop scoring goals anytime soon. Another kickoff with 3 minutes left on the clock. 3-0 to DCU. When is ULG B team gonna have a response to this? Zephyr tries to get a touch to it, tries to send it down for a teammate. A good bump from the side of DCU. Racho getting a nice pinch off that wall. Can somebody get to it? Matzi gonna get a touch, send it clear for the time being. Asterix, very low boost, not able to connect with that ball. Matzi plays it over Zephyr to Baba Bain. Baba Bain trying to get a redirect, but Racho in there to stop that ball from going in. Robbo coming off the wall, goes for the reset. Sorry, it looked like he was gonna musty flick, and I didn't want to say anything too soon.
Yeah, DCU look very confident, but UL, they are getting a bit of pressure going forward, but just not converting at the moment. They just can't get the shots off, they just can't get the passes. DCU are holding strong, which was really the missing factor in the Game 1 and Game 2 game. They just weren't able to really hold on, but now they look a lot more solid, and obviously the confidence from Game 3 and Game 4 has carried over as Matzi dribbling it over as Zephyr gets back just on time to make a great save as Racho clears the danger for now. However, bit of an awkward touch lets Robbo play it forward to Matzi, who's getting a 50 in the middle. Robbo's going to be there for the shot, and it's in! 4-0 to DCU. It's looking pretty much improbable at this point, Gib, although we've seen stranger things happen. I don't want to speak too soon, but we're on the verge of a reverse sweep here, and the first time I think I've seen one on stream in quite a while.
Yeah, it would be nice. I'm gonna hold off on saying anything until maybe about 30 seconds left on the clock. A nice redirect from Robbo, that last goal. And awkward there on UL's backline, but managing to get the clearance just in the nick of time. Racho trying to pinch it off that wall, but Robbo in there to stop it. A double commit from DCU Could have been a dangerous position, but Baba Bane trying to get a touch on that ball. Racho beating him to it, plays it into the corner, but Matzi trying to clear the danger once again. Zephyr on the sidewall, getting caught out in that situation. Asterix managed to get a touch to it, but Baba Bane coming in strong with that challenge, trying to play it over Zephyr and Racho, but Zephyr getting the clearance for the time being. Robbo tries to play a nice touch on that ball. Asterix gets the clearance. Racho up for that. Tries to send it to the back wall. Potentially looked like he was trying to score a goal on that one. And teammate not in a position to capitalize on that. Baba Bane getting the clearance into the corner now. But Racho, oh, beautiful shot.
Hope potentially for ULB as Racho absolutely slots that into the top left. What a shot from Racho, is nothing the goalkeeper can do there. 49 seconds, they need to make something happen off of this kickoff, and they need to make it happen fast as both teams go for the kickoff. Goes to the side of Robbo, who's just going to look to take it up. Goes for a reset, he goes under one, he gets it around. Can Racho make a save here? He can't. DCU grab back the goal that was put onto them so quickly. Robbo face under one and puts it around the other, and not too much Racho can do there, just landing and so awkward. The 4-goal lead has been put back into place as both teams again going for the kickoff. Again going in the favor of DCU, however. UL looking to potentially try and get a really quick goal to give them any sliver of a chance, as DCU looking quite awkward. But Robbo again, full boost, deals with that really well. And now time ticking down. It's going to be an open net for UL. 24 seconds left. They're giving us those little tiny bits of hope, Gib. But
yeah,
it's going to take a lot here to pull this back.
Unfortunate there for Matzi. He looked like he was hunting a full boost that wasn't there, and no boost to his name. Couldn't quite get a body in the way to stop that shot. 2 goals to UL now, but is it enough? Matzi gonna make up for that mistake almost immediately with a beautiful goal, just slotting that onto the crossbar. Racho not able to get the touch he needed to stop that from going in.
Yeah, no corner boost spawning for Racho, and Matzi with an excellent flick off of the ceiling shot restores the 4-goal lead for his team. And now that is pretty much all she wrote, as Racho trying to get something for UL on the way out, but it's looking like DCU have done it from 2-0 down and looking so far gone in this series. They've brought it back and won an outstanding series for their side, as another goal is added from Baba Bane. Just to rub some salt into it, Gib, but 2 seconds left here. All they need to do is kill the ball, as looks like it's going to go down, and DCU have pulled it off. They've gotten the reverse sweep onto UL and taken this match 3-2 from the esports room. They have done it. They seem delighted, and as they should be. It's been a great performance from him in those last 3 games to pull it back, Gib.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of smiles in the DCU esports room there, and they definitely need to give themselves a pat on the back, that's for sure. That was a great reverse sweep. A long time since we've seen one on stream here, and definitely gave us a lot to talk about, that's for sure. They're gonna be very happy with that going into their next series. Of course, we do have 2 series for you this evening. We just need to wait for some of the other games to finish up before we find out who will be on stream next. But yeah, I think DCU had a great game, a great series for themselves. UL started off really strong, but just lost that little bit of momentum in the interim, especially when they lost Racho as well from that small disconnect. It definitely had a hamper on their spirits, that's for sure.
Yeah, certainly. Obviously, disconnect coming at an unfortunate time, but obviously DCU fully deserving winners of that series. We're potentially going to try and get in one of the DCU players for an interview, but we might need a few minutes just to set that up. As yeah, I mean, what a series! Really glad to see that go the way of DCU, especially. It's a big day for them being able to get their team all together and play in person. So I'm sure they'll be delighted, and all of the DCU people watching in the studio in the room will be buzzing. And of course, we'll just have to give a quick shout out to our sponsors today. Red Bull, Dogpatch, GG Machines, and Play8 for all of their support. Gib usually has the Red Bull. Yep, there it is. I was about to say.
It's
I'll
on
say,
the shelf. Hold on. My camera's reversed on stream, so
yeah,
looking at the previews, always a hard one. I always get that wrong. But yeah,
yeah,
Red Bull keeping me going through these long casting sessions.
yeah, certainly. Just trying to figure out now if we're able to get the players in or what the story is here. Um, I'll just give a quick update on the other matches as well, Gib. So we saw TUDB getting the 3-0 sweep over Ulster, Setu getting the 3-0 sweep over Trinity. Usually a close series, that one, but Setu obviously just wanted to get the job done, put that away quite quickly. Maynooth got a forfeit over ULA, unfortunately, as they weren't able to make it tonight. A lot of sweeps, actually. UCD getting a 3-0 sweep over ATU. TUDC actually getting a 3-2 win over TUD Apes 1, so really close series there, with the C team actually coming out on top versus the B team. So I'm sure there'll be a lot of rivalry going on there in between the TUD teams, Gib, and QUB just edging out a win over Ulster as well. So we will be able to throw it to an interview soon, just waiting for the DCU ones to set that up. But I'll try and set up the next round here so we can get a little bit of a preview, Gib, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be great. We see be interesting to see who is heading against who after the interview, after we take a maybe potentially a small break. And yeah, definitely DCU. Round of applause. UL B team as well. Give them a round of applause. They had a strong, very strong start to that, and then yeah, unfortunate that they lost that momentum they had in those first two games. But DCU, great showing from them.
Yeah, certainly. It looks like we've got a DCU player agreeing to the interview. Just have to check which one it is so we know who we're talking to. But yeah, I think DCU looks like they'll be playing TUDC in the next match, and obviously off of the back of that, they'll be buzzing, I'm sure, and potentially looking to get themselves into that Premier Series if they do get that one more win. Gib, 4 wins can be enough to get in. It looks like at the moment.
Yeah, it'll be they definitely seem like they're vying for it at the moment based on that performance. If they can keep that going in their next series, they're definitely in with a shot for Premier Division, which of course means we get to watch them on stream again, which will be interesting to see.
Certainly. Just looking on the player to join here. Here we go. As just figuring this out here. Sorry, bear with us 1 second. Yeah, looks like we're ready to cut here. Just let our wonderful producer Oro figure that out. Obviously, not something we're really used to, Give, is it? Having someone in for an interview with the camera, so just making sure that works out for us here. As that's all good. Hello, hello. Yeah, I think we're just still trying to sort out the microphone here, but obviously looking forward to see what the DCU player will be able to say regarding that win. Obviously, the Red Bull on the side of DCU as well, they know the story. Is just trying to fix out the microphone, obviously not something we do too often, so just trying to get that going. can drag him in here. Do, do, do.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
There we go. We're sorted. Well, Bababin, congratulations on the reverse sweep. Obviously, it wasn't looking too good at the start there, was it? But you guys were able to pull it back. Obviously, playing in person, is it first time for you, or have you guys had any experience
Yeah,
being able to
no.
play together?
Well, like we've been playing together all the other games, but not
Yeah.
in person. It's a bit different sitting beside each other, you know.
Aye, definitely. And you guys have some people there watching you, obviously. So, how are you feeling going into the series? A bit nervous, maybe?
Yeah, I was a bit nervous, especially just like I'd never played on PC before, just playing the Xbox at home. So it's such a big jump, and then having all the lads there shouting and screaming is it's a great bump, I suppose, but it could be a curse at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, like I said, first two games didn't go your way, but what do you think really changed during the course of the series to really get you guys back into that? Because from game 3 onwards, it looks like you guys were flying and just banging the goals in for fun.
Yeah, I suppose just kind of getting used to it. Like, so the first game obviously wasn't great at all. Like, I don't think we scored, and then the second one we managed to get a goal, and then I kind of think by the third one we kind of gelled a bit better and kind of got used to playing with the PCs, and then kind of just played our game.
Yeah, definitely. And pulling off the reverse sweep, we don't get too many reverse sweeps in collegiate, to be honest. So I'm sure that definitely felt good on your end.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we've only ever won by reverse sweeping. We haven't
Oh wow,
won
okay.
any other games by not reverse sweeping. So we're making a bad habit out of it.
Yeah, but obviously you've got one more game to go, so it looks like you guys will be playing TUDC. How are you feeling going into that? Obviously, I'm sure the confidence has gone up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But the TUD teams are great, so you just have to see.
Certainly. Well, Bababane, thanks very much for hopping on the call with us, and we'll leave you
No
guys
problem.
to get sorted for your next game. But best of luck, and we'll chat to you soon, sure.
Deadly. Thanks very much. See you later.
Well, that is us for the first round. We'll get round 2 going up and go in very quickly here, as it looks like it'll be QUB versus Trinity. Big match for QUB, who I think must win this series to potentially qualify for the Premier Series. So we'll have to see how that goes. But we'll be back with you very shortly.